As the Russia-Ukraine war enters the sixth week of invasion, India Today brings you the very latest from ground zero. India Today's Geeta Mohan brings you up to date with details of destruction caused massively at residential complexes, schools, colleges and hospitals. Even as bombardments continue on day 38 of the invasion in the port city of Mariupol, Geeta Mohan tells you how injured civilians are surviving the war fury. Take a look.
This is the kindergarten that was destroyed in the shelling, and now it has been converted into a makeshift hospital, a first aid center. You can see the soldiers over here who are injured in the crossfire come over here, and including civilians who come over here to get their first aid, and if there are severe injuries, then they are taken immediately to bigger hospitals into the city. There's still one important part of Mariupol that has not been taken, but civilians are being hurt. Here is a Russian officer who's handling and manning the hospital, the makeshift hospital in one of the buildings in the area. Undisclosed, we'll not tell you exactly where, but this is where civilians who are hurt are being brought in. Officer Lekar handles the entire hospital over here, the makeshift hospital that is in place. Alex will again translate for him. Sir, thank you for speaking with India Today. What's the situation on the ground in terms of civilians coming, and how do you treat them over here if they come with severe injuries?
Да, какая ситуация с ранениями мирных и как вы поступаете, если это происходит?
Мирные граждане поступают в наш военный госпиталь. На данный момент в поступлении раненых не очень много их бывает на данный момент. Если гражданские поступают, в основном они поступают со осколочными ранениями и с пулевыми.
Okay, so some civilian people getting to this hospital, usually they're injured by shrapnel or by bullets.
Are injured soldiers also brought over here?
Солдаты сюда тоже доставляются, если они ранены.
Здесь как бы военный госпиталь, но в помощи мирным жителям мы не отказываемся.
So this is a military hospital, but they never say no to injured people which are local.
Okay, so primarily soldiers who are injured are brought here, but civilians also, because of the situation that we are facing over here, are brought here. How long ago was this established, this hospital of the Russian military?
Как давно здесь организовали госпиталь?
Неделю назад.
1 week ago.
1 week ago, and they intend to stay here, or do they keep shifting for security reasons?
Вы планируете оставаться здесь или вы будете перемещаться с целью безопасности?
По мере продвижения войск наш госпиталь будет передвижаться ближе к передовой.
So this is the frontline hospital. So when the frontline will move, they'll also be moved.
Very interesting. Just behind me is another building, beyond which are the Ukrainian forces. So there's an ongoing tactical battle that is underway. You can hear not just shelling, but gunfight. You can hear guns blaring as well, which means that there is a fierce fight that is underway. And Officer Lekar over here telling us that every time the front line moves and they push the Ukrainian forces back, this army military hospital also pushes back to help and be of assistance to the soldiers who get injured at the front line, as also civilians who suffer shrapnel and other injuries. Mass graves. Because of winters, the land was absolutely frozen, so people who were killed, their loved ones could not bury them. But this is the crater caused because of an air bombing, and there are, again, viewers' discretion advised over here. There are corpses, remains of people who have been put in this very same crater because they could not dig the ground to bury their loved ones. In Mariupol, with video journalist Satya Rautre, Geeta Mohan for India Today. According to the forces over here, this building and this basement over here was the base of the Azov battalion, known as neo-Nazis, fascists. The battalion, once called a terrorist group, joined the National Guard of the Ukrainian forces. And now we'll go in to see what it has. They say that they're disturbing visuals there because a woman was tortured. There are documents that they've left behind. So we'll just go in to see what's in the basement.
So they dropped their clothes here, Ukrainian clothes of their uniform. They took it out. They took it from themselves and ran away as locals. You see their...
Okay, so they changed. They were living here. This was their base. And then they changed into civilian clothes.
Yeah. You see the Ukrainian
And
flag.
left. Okay.
Some bullets they just threw. There are also drugs they use.
Right. So this is the base that has been burnt down. They say that this was the base of the Azov battalion and that it was used to torture people as well. There are these iron barricades. We do not know what the purpose of it really is, but apparently this is where a woman was found, her body tortured with a swastika on it. They removed the body, but this is the very place that होता है वो यहाँ पे महसूस होगा. Very bad state of affairs over here. Claims of torture. We've seen the body of a woman who was tortured, her hands chopped off, and the Nazi symbol inscribed on her stomach. There is a terrible stench in this room of burnt flesh, of a burnt down house. So the body has not been claimed or cleared yet by the forces. There's an ongoing battle. Even in the streets we saw people who are dead, and there's nothing much that has been done. If you see over here, the entire place is burnt. There are rifles over here, helmets, everything burned down in the action against the Azov battalion. So lady is going to show us how they're living when their building is absolutely demolished. They have nowhere else to go but to the basement.
Come here. This is the place where are living small babies with moms. You can.
This is where women with babies are living.
Yes, with babies. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Oh my God.
Yes.
So when the war started, everybody came down
Yes.
to the basement.
1 month we are living here.
Can we talk to how difficult is it to have a baby?
Yes, you can talk. I can translate.
Yeah.
You can
Ask her how difficult is it to have a baby here in this.
Насколько сложно жить в таких условиях?
Очень сложно. Особенно с маленьким ребенком, да и вообще. Очень много пожилых людей, все болеют.
No food.
С насморком, с кашлем. Очень сложно.
A lot of catches, cold, everybody ill. It's very difficult with small baby to prepare food, something to do.
Where are they getting food and all from? Where are you getting food?
We are getting food on metro,
Shopping center.
shopping, or
Aid center.
yes,
Humanitarian.
humanitarian center.
Okay. Does she have any message for the governments, for leaders, for peace?
No messages because we have no telephones.
No, I'm saying, what does she have to say to the leaders of the world? Her child is suffering over here.
Что ты хочешь сказать мировому правительству?
Дайте денег. Дайте денег.
She wants to talk that very difficult to live. We want to live our lives. We want to live
in peace.
In peace in our houses. We have all houses, work. Now we don't have anything.
Why are you all still here? Why haven't you left?
Because we don't have where to go, place to go. We don't have any people who can...
Why, you don't have family outside of Mariupol?
No, we don't have.
Nobody over here, she does not have family outside Mariupol?
Есть у тебя родственники в Мариуполе, помимо...
Да, есть в Америке.
She
В Америке,
have
в Харькове.
USA.
Oh, not here, not
Not
on either
here.
side, not in Donetsk or in Ukraine.
No, near in Kharkov, but
affected.
also
Yeah, okay. So a lot of people over here can't leave because they have nowhere to go. They don't have family members in places which are not conflict-ridden around Mariupol, and that's why they're staying over here.
Yeah.
Most of them have families living abroad, like quite far away from Ukraine and Russia. So that's why they're not leaving.
yes.
Okay, thanks. What's your name?
Dima.
Dima. Are you afraid of sounds, explosions, or not?
Боишься звуков, взрывов?
Ну, я уже что-то привык.
He got okay with it now because it was for too long.
He's gotten used to it. What does he think is happening? Can you ask him what is happening? What does his understand?
Как ты думаешь, что сейчас происходит? Как ты понимаешь?
Война. Война происходит между Россией и Украиной. Вот так.
So the war is going on between Ukraine and Russia. That's what he's saying.
What does he want? What does he want to be when he grows up?
Когда ты вырастешь, чем ты хочешь заниматься?
Либо петь песни, либо стать актером.
To be an actor or to sing a songs, to be a singer.
Can he sing for us?
Что? Не, я еще не придумал. Я просто думаю еще, кем стать.
Now he think who will he be when he grow up. He don't want to sing for us now.
Стану кем-то еще другим.
Maybe he'll be someone else. He don't decide now.
Okay. All right. But best of luck. Stay safe.
As Russia's onslaught in Ukraine continues, India Today's Geeta Mohan went to the last checkpost bordering Marinka, where a fierce ground combat has been on for weeks now. She met special forces deployed there for cleaning operation. She also spoke to some of the locals who blamed Western countries for the chaos. Listen in to this exclusive.
This is the last checkpost beyond which nobody's allowed to go because that's where Marinka is, and a fierce fight is underway right now. It's not just the mortar shelling that you're hearing, but also man-to-man combat, gun battle that's underway. So a lot of security presence and not being allowed to go. But civilians over here who live in the villages, for them life is difficult. They stop here at the last bus and then walk down across this checkpost to go to their homes. They've not left their homes, but if you see the flags over here, the DPR Russian flags in tatters, clearly shows the kind of damage that has been done over here in this area. And it is worse in the areas that we'll be going to where the fierce battle is underway. They have been using mortar shells over here. This is a rocket propelled grenade, the RPG 122 mortar, 82 mortar. So all of this are the remnants of action that we've seen on both sides. This is Ukrainian side shooting down and shelling the Russian side. With video journalist Satya Rautre at the checkpost near Marinka, Geeta Mohan for India Today.
Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov is on a two-day visit to India. Lavrov met Prime Minister Modi and External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. The meeting comes at a time when the world is holding its breath over the Russia-Ukraine war. Our next report tells you how Lavrov's visit to India has irked the West and why the US has cautioned India against trade deals with Russia.
As the Ukraine war rumbles destructively into its second month, one of Russia's oldest allies, India, has been a constant geopolitical spotlight. What role will India play? Can't India leverage its friendship with Russia to stop the war? Why is India going soft on Putin's invasion? Is India alleviating the impact of Western sanctions on Moscow? Has India aligned itself in a deeply polarized world since Putin's tanks rolled into Ukraine? If there's ever been a week that underscores India's primacy in the order of things, it is this one. Three top politicians spanning the dramatic divide have descended at the same time in Delhi. Each one amplifying an independent relationship, but also pushing some sensitive buttons. It began with US Deputy National Security Advisor Dalip Singh, who made the seemingly callous, intemperate remark lecturing India on how Russia wouldn't step in if China escalated operations at the border. A remark that has been widely derided, including by India's former ambassador to the UN, who labelled it as coercion.
Mr. Dalip Singh has joined the ranks of Mr. Preet Bharara in terms of being one of those persons of Indian origin who takes a dig and successfully tries to rattle India at every opportunity. Who is USA to impose sanctions or consequences on other countries? That right, if at all it is a right, belongs to the United Nations.
The abrasive and much derided quip from Biden's man was clearly to try and attack India's relationship with Russia, underscored today by the arrival of Sergei Lavrov, Putin's very vocal foreign minister, and the man doing much of the talking over the Ukraine invasion.
Indian foreign policy is characterized by independence and the concentration on real national legitimate interests. The same policy basis exists in the Russian Federation, and this makes us, as big countries, good friends and old partners.
India's External Affairs Minister has previously also hit back at suggestions that India was making missteps by dealing with the belligerent sanctions hit Russia over oil and gas post the invasion of Ukraine.
What we are seeking to do, whether it is in the context of India or other partners and allies around the world, is to do all we can to see to it that the international community is speaking in unison, speaking loudly against this unjustified, unprovoked, premeditated aggression, calling for an end to the violence.
India, as you are aware, has always been in favor of resolving differences and disputes through dialogue and diplomacy. In our meeting today, we will have an opportunity to discuss contemporary issues and concerns in some detail.
Another player arriving in India fresh from the smoking chessboard of Ukraine was UK's Foreign Secretary, who has voiced apprehensions about India's role but played safe.
We respect other countries' decisions about the issues that they face. India is a sovereign nation. I'm not going to tell India what to do.
The month gone by has also been riddled with condescending commentary from Western think tanks pronouncing India's abdication of strategic duty during the current war. Words that have been responded with contempt by Indian analysts. The truth is, India is a close friend of Russia and has a deepening relationship with the US too. So has the week gone by perhaps highlighted above all that India follows its own foreign policy path and won't be influenced? Bureau Report, India Today.